Hello and welcome in this getting started video about Peakto. Peakto is a digital asset manager and I'm going to show you how you can very efficiently manage your images and videos and how you can take advantage of Peakto's functionalities. When you start Peakto for the first time, it will create a demo database for you. This demo database is great. It contains folders, it contains a few catalogs that we have ingested, and you can sample them and see how the app behaves, how you can access the various functionality. I will start from scratch to show you how you can set up a Peakto catalog from scratch. To do that, I'm going into the settings. I will change the Peakto root folder, which points by default to Pictures Peakto. This is where the demo catalog was created, and I'm going to create another folder. Click open, then I click choose. This is very similar to the behavior you have in Apple Photos, for example, when you switch catalog. Now Peakto will restart and it's empty. You can see all the types of catalogs and media that we support, and you can either click on one of these items to browse through the various catalogs of the selected type. I'm going to, because I know where my catalogs are, I'm going to drag and drop directly into the user interface. So here I have a Lightroom catalog that I want to ingest. I simply drop the catalog inside and you can see the images are already here. It is continuing to process certain things like computing AI, and I can already browse through my content while it's doing that. I have also two Capture One catalogs that I want to add, and I have a folder coming from Unsplash that I want to add as well. So this is processing currently. You can see how fast it goes, and I'm going to open the sidebar to reveal all the sources that we have or are in the process of ingesting. The sidebar of Peakto is where the magic happens. Here I can see that I've aggregated content from Premiere, from folders, from Aperture, Final Cut, etc. So Peakto really lets you gather all your media, images and videos coming from all those sources. And what's really important is Peakto stays up to date with those changes. As you can see here, it's detected that some changes happened in those folders, and I can trigger synchronization if I need to. So the sidebar gives me access to all those sources, and I can either look at everything together or a specific source at a time if I need to. Everything you do in those underlying sources in the original app, you can do in Peakto. And of course, you can launch the original app if you need to. So for example, if I click on this image, I can open it right in Lightroom, because this is where it comes from. And Peakto will trigger the selection of the image in Lightroom. For every image, you can, of course, navigate to the Finder if you need to. On the left-hand side, you also have access to the volumes. So instead of looking at, say, all your Lightroom Classic catalogs here, you can actually navigate in your disks and, for example, select this folder on disk and see everything that's contained in that folder, whether it's a Lightroom catalog, whether it's an Aperture catalog, whatever is inside. So here, for example, I'm looking at 3 catalogs together. Peakto supports a very advanced filter capabilities that you can access in the filter bar. You can reveal that bar by clicking on the filter button here. In the middle of the bar, you can see some quick filters based on rating or image attributes or image types. So for example, if I click on 3 stars and make that greater than, I have created a filter here that says, show me all the media that has a rating above or equal to 3 stars. and this is what is displayed here. I can further filter by saying I only want to see the raw files, for example. Opening the timeline by clicking on this button in the toolbar will reveal the distribution of the selected images over time. That's really convenient because the blue bars show me the dates on which those images below that are part of my selection have been taken. I can use a time range window, and I can move that if I know exactly where I want to explore or restrict my search or my filter, so to speak. The current filter is displayed in the search bar, so I can see here my 3 criteria: the time range, the rating, and the raw status of the file. On the left-hand side of the filter bar, we have a number of icons, and these icons let me go deeper in the filtering capabilities. What I will do is I will remove all my filters, hide the timeline, and now I'm going to click on this calendar. This opens a little window where I can set up some filters based on dates as well, dates that are present in my catalog. So it's another way to perform filtering. If I want to very accurately select everything that happened in January 2016, I can do it just by clicking on January 2016, or I can go on a specific day. Next, we have the keywords. So these are the keywords that are present either in Peakto or in the sources, or that have been suggested by AI, and I can perform filters based on those keywords in a very similar way as I did filtering based on dates. Same for the people, which is the next icon here. I can see all the people that have been annotated in Peakto, and I can perform a filter just by clicking on person here. So here, for example, I'm filtering on John, and this is John that has been annotated in Peakto. We also bring up all the faces that have been annotated in other apps, so you can perform filters on those as well. Let's select this catalog here and go in the structure. The structure icon will let me browse through the structure of the underlying source. So in the case of a Lightroom catalog, this will be the folders and collections that have been created inside the Lightroom. So if I click on architecture, for example, this is a folder inside my Lightroom catalog, and it will perform exactly the same operation as I would do directly inside Lightroom. If I look in a folder, for example, this is a folder from the Finder that has been added here. I can go into the folder structure and I can reveal all the subfolders that are in that specific folder. So this is another way of making filters based on the location of the images or the videos on disk. So these items let you perform filters based on the folders, the structure, the dates, the keywords, the faces. The last one is a great way to perform filter based on a known characteristic of the selection. So for example, if I select this image, it will bring all the characteristics of the image, such as the technical data, the date, some AI characteristics, for example, the category. And I can, simply by clicking on one of these items, easily find all the images that have been taken on the same day, or all the images that have been taken with the same lens, or all the images that are in the same category, for example, sport. So this is all filtering accessed from different parts of the user interface. Peakto supports very advanced search, accessible from the search bar. So let's start by doing metadata search. Metadata search is based on the technical properties of an image or video. So let's say I type 100. Peakto is going to find all the attributes of the data that match 100. So it will list a number of attributes here, such as the lens, the model, the software. I'm going to use the focal length. So I'm interested in all the images that were taken with 100mm length. And here is the result. I can always use the timeline to review that over time. And if I bring up the metadata inspector, I can see that I have 100mm for all these images here. So that's the metadata search. You can search using titles, you can search using keywords, or any metadata that is attached to your content. Let's move to content search. Content search works quite differently. It will let you search based on the content of the image or of the video. Let's say I'm looking to find waterfalls. So I type waterfall here, and Peakto is going to bring me all the images that match that criteria. So you can see all the waterfalls here from the various images that I have, various configurations. First image looks like a miss, but it is in fact a video, and if I hover over the video, it will show me the blue area of the video that matches my query, and there is indeed a waterfall in those images here. So content search works by analyzing the content and will match the query that you put in. And the more precise you are, the more precise it gets. So if I want to find a waterfall at night, for example, it's going to highlight those images that match my criteria. If I'm not 100% happy with an image, but I want an image that is similar to this one, I can use the find similar media function and then find images that match visually my query image. Again, the timeline is reflecting the distribution of these images over time. When you run a search like that, images are sorted by relevance, but you can always change the criteria if you need to. Peakto also supports searching in videos using the transcript of the dialogues. So if I click on speech here and I'm looking for a specific word or series of words in the video, it's going to bring me some content. So I double click on the video. If I click on the audio transcript, Peakto shows me all the relevant parts of the video that have that word in the transcript. I have 5 in this example, so I can move between them, and I can always click on the play button.
Seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seat.
This is search in speech. Peakto has many views on your data, and we've been spending quite a bit of time in the grid view, but we can also go into detail view. This is when you double click on an image, and we will bring a film strip that lets you navigate very quickly through the various images and see the high resolution rendering of the image. Peakto also has a map view, and the map view lets you view the content based on its location. You can click on the little eye here to see all the content that has been taken in this particular area. And if you want to go back to the grid for that specific content, you can do that. Peakto also has a people view. In the people view, you can see all the faces that Peakto has detected while you were ingesting the content. And it will bring up clusters of people that you can name. So here are a number of people I've named already manually. Here are some people that have been annotated in another app, such as Apple Photos or Lightroom. So you won't lose all the work you've done in those apps. Peakto will bring up these clusters that you have created and will let you simply name name them and confirm their name. And then you have all the other people that Peakto has detected. So you can always click on the edit button to confirm that all the faces are looking okay, and then name it. So this person is now named, and I can use it to perform filters, for example. You can also view the person in the context of the picture to confirm, and if you need to reject some images because it's not that person, you can do it from that user interface. Finally, we also have a view called Panorama. And Panorama is a way to see your content based on automatic categorization that Peakto does. So categorization happens along certain categories that we have defined, such as architecture, wildlife, automotive, etc. We have a number of standard categories. We also have photographic styles, such as abstract, aerial, close-up, night photography. Based on the palette that we extract, we also classify the images based on the color harmony scheme. So for example, we would find complementary colors, triads, compound, square, color harmonies, etc. If you click on an image, for example, you can reveal how the colors have been organized, and you can see the triad here. We also have categories based on colors or number of people in the image or the light conditions. So it's really easy to find very saturated colors, for example. Click on see all, and all the very highly saturated media is displayed. Peakto also comes with a very powerful feature called Peakto Connect, accessible from the share button at the top, which lets you access your Peakto catalog from another device, either on the same network or via internet. So in order to get started, you need to create an account with Sime, which is free and very easy to do, and then log in. The account lets us establish the link between the remote device and the Peakto running machine, and as well ensure some security. I'm going to create a local share, so I name it Demo MK and I start it. So this workspace that I'm creating here with all my images from all my catalog are now available completely safely and in an encrypted way through the remote access, which I access using a web browser. So I'm going to click on open a web browser here, and notice how the web browser accesses my local machine in that case. So if I'm on another machine, I would have simply to type this address of my local machine in order to access the workspace. And here it is, Demo MK. I have some information about where this machine is running, and that's useful if I'm, for example, away and I want to show where this machine is running. Here, I'm on the local network, so it's a bit different. What I see here is exactly the mirror copy of what I have inside Peakto. I have my sources, I have my albums here at the bottom, and it works the same. I can make selections, select this catalog, and see my content. I can choose how the content is displayed using some settings that I have here. For example, I can choose the kind of metadata that I want to see. Maybe I want to see the user annotation at the top. I can choose also if I want to fit or to fill. If I double click on any of these images, I will see the content, and whenever a high resolution preview is available, the Peakto running on a Mac will send it over via internet. If I need an image, I can download the largest thumbnail that Peakto has access to, but I can also download the original photo or video in that case. On the right, I have my little inspector that gives me access to the information. And since I'm the owner of that content, I can annotate from here. I can set ratings, favorite, flag status, etc. I have the ability to perform filters. Let's say everything that is greater than 3 stars. I have some basic filters currently, but I have the complete search. So if I go back to all my sources and I run my waterfall search, for example, I will get exactly the same results as I have in Peakto. And you notice that in the case of videos, we also display the little scrubber over the videos and the little blue information about the portion of the video that is relevant for my search. So that's Peakto Connect inside Peakto.